What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer. 2022 has only just begun and Blizzard has already pushed out a controversial balance patch for Overwatch. Well, balance patch might not exactly be the best term for this. It's more of a fundamental change to core mechanics of multiple heroes' abilities patch, which is actually a pretty interesting idea in and of itself. Historically, we often see balance patches pushing out minor changes to the cooldown duration of a specific ability or the range of something, the damage fall off. Little number-based changes that influence the balance of a particular hero or ability, but not really how the hero overall functions as a hero. But that's certainly not how this latest patch has gone, with many very interesting changes to how abilities fundamentally work at their very core, and while some of these are fantastic, others are a little frustrating if it's a hero you've been playing quite a bit for the past few years. But regardless of how you feel about any of these particular changes, this patch overall has brought back to my mind the age-old dilemma of fun versus function. Fun versus function seeks to find what makes a particular hero, mechanic, ability, or simply system in a game fun versus competitively viable, let's say. It would be fun if Sigma could just fly indefinitely, pick up enemies, and throw them around as he pleases, regardless of whether he has his ult or not, but that wouldn't really be a balanced mechanic for the hero to have. So while that might be super fun, it's not super functional. So ultimately, every game has to find a proper balance of fun and function, because if a game is too far in the fun direction, it's terribly balanced and people won't want to continue playing it, and thus, ironically, it'll cease to become fun. If a game is super functional, it's not particularly a fun game to play because it might just feel too systematic or clinical, and ultimately, again, the function won't matter in the long run then because nobody enjoys playing it. It's not a perfect science, and everyone of course has their own preference of whether they lean more towards the game being fun versus functional, but overall the reason I bring this up in this video is particularly when it comes to one change that we got in this latest balance patch, which is the new maximum grapple duration limit for Wrecking Ball. Now, as many of you know, I am a huge Wrecking Ball fan. He is by far my favorite hero in Overwatch, and I absolutely love every aspect of playing him in the game itself. He has such a fundamental unique and interesting and enjoyable playstyle that, understandably, I'm not super thrilled to see that one of the core aspects of his kit is getting hard nerfed in this way. Now, I did run a poll on both Twitter and YouTube, and it sounds like the majority of you actually disagree with me in terms of this being a bad change for Wrecking Ball. So in this video, I'd like to emphasize why exactly I think this change in particular is a bad thing for the hero, which, more than anything, has to do with how it negatively impacts the fun of the character. Now, I will admit, I have been playing Wrecking Ball a good bit since this latest nerf came through, and when it comes to the actual practicality of the ability having a 6-second duration limit now, instead of an infinite duration, which is what it's had ever since he was added as a hero, this new duration limit isn't actually that devastating for the most part. Sure, it limits his ability to spin to win, which, if I'm being honest, I don't even have much of an issue with. This change was very clearly implemented to remove this mechanic, and while I must admit it is a fun and effective strategy to use in certain situations, I understand that it's a very frustrating thing for many people to play against, so I'm not really against Blizzard trying to nerf this strategy in general, but while I may agree with the decision to improve the function of Wrecking Ball as a hero by nerfing the duration of his grapple claw, I think this change in particular has a severe amount of collateral damage when it comes to other aspects of the hero, specifically in the fun department. And no, I'm not talking about spin to win being fun. I mean, sure, that is fun, kind of, but there's other areas where this is a much bigger issue in my opinion. For one thing, when it comes to Wrecking Ball's function as a hero, this change actually nerfs a lot more than just his spin to win potential. Before this nerf was implemented, it wasn't uncommon for Wrecking Ball players to utilize the longer than 6-second grapple duration for things like rollouts, setting up for ambushes, or even just simple recovery tactics. I can't even tell you how many times I'd get knocked off the map, grab onto the edge at the last second, and then with a little bit of finagling, finally make my way back up to the point in a manner that was faster than if I'd just fallen to my death and had to respawn and roll back to the objective. And maybe Blizzard intended to eliminate these things as well, but I kinda don't think that was their intent. And the fact that it's now gonna be much harder to pull off a recovery because you have to pull off the swing back up to safety now within 6 seconds instead of however long it might take you otherwise, yeah, I'm a bit concerned about how that's gonna affect the hero. And the same thing applies to a number of rollouts and setups where you might have to hold on to a high ground position in a spot where maybe the enemy can't see you before you then swing out and ambush them as soon as they come through a choke point, or any situation really where you maybe want to utilize one specific grapple location to hold on to and just harass the enemy as much as you can. Putting the 6-second duration limit on Wrecking Ball's grapple claw basically forces you to disengage more frequently, even if you're in a position where maybe you're getting enough heals or enough support from your team that you can stay there and continue to harass the enemy longer than that 6 seconds. So at the end of the day, what ultimately this nerf ends up meaning for Wrecking Ball as a hero is that it just hard limits the options available to him when it comes to how he functions as a hero. And while I'm not against necessarily nerfing Wrecking Ball's function, because I do think he can be exceptionally strong in certain circumstances, I don't like how much it nerfs the fun of the hero on top of that. One of the best parts about Wrecking Ball is the versatility of his grappling claw. Finding clever ways to grab and attach to different locations that let you swing into odd positions to catch the enemy off guard or to barrel through their defenses. There's so much fun there when it comes to just being creative with figuring out how to use this truly bizarre gameplay mechanic of a hamster ball with a grappling hook attached to it. And that's why I despise this change so much. It's not just a nerf to his strength as a hero, but it's a nerf to his capabilities as a hero. There are a number of plays he is simply incapable of making now that he has a 6-second grapple duration limit. Never again will you be able to indefinitely spin to win. Never again will you be able to hang and wait in a secret position, maybe under the map even, before ambushing the enemy if that ambush setup takes longer than 6 seconds. No more crazy, completely non-functional spins just around random map terrain just for the heck of it, and no more whatever you would call this activity. And while you might still be able to go into the workshop or custom games and tweak the settings to make it so he can continue to spin indefinitely as much as he wants, that really just isn't the same as it being a core aspect of his kit. Wrecking Ball as a hero has been fundamentally changed following this balance patch. Will it make him a better hero from a functional perspective? Probably, but it certainly doesn't make him a more fun hero. However, I don't want this video to be interpreted as me just bashing on the idea of Blizzard implementing fundamental changes like this, because in fact I think a number of these changes from this latest patch were actually really good, specifically the Moira change, which is the stark opposite of Wrecking Ball's nerf in that it adds both fun and function to Moira as a hero. And the same applies to Hanzo's ricocheting storm arrows and Cassidy's aerial combat role. All of those are inherently fun changes that just add new potential for the hero when it comes to the things they can do in a match. So it's just so devastating to see that Wrecking Ball got the inverse of that. While everyone else is off having fun with their new capabilities, Wrecking Ball got hard kneecapped with his new limited capabilities. But anyways, these have been my thoughts on the latest balance patch and how it ties into fun versus function, but let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments down below. Do you also think this change does too much damage to the fun of playing Wrecking Ball? Or do you think it was necessary for him to function better as a balanced hero? Let me know down below, and otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, hit up that bell icon, and come join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any of my future Overwatch content. Special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible, and if you'd like to join them to earn some cool rewards, then just hit that join button down below. Otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.